Bullying has taken a different trend. It is not loud anymore. It's not the physical fights anymore. It is the exclusion. It is the whispers. It is the laughters whenever you pass by. It is the name calling. And it is in the hashtags. And for a lot of young people that go to school, every day feels like you are walking into a place that you're going to get judged, mocked, and made to feel less and less of yourself. And a lot of schools and parents sadly notice that children in school are actually getting bullied. And yet, over time, this affects a child's performance and self-esteem. Because remember, during adolescence, that is when purpose begins to emerge. That is when self-esteem can be built or broken. It is a very vulnerable state for any child that is going to school. And yet, if you don't notice the signs that usually are very subtle, you can miss out on supporting your child who is getting bullied in school. So what could be some of the signs that would help you notice that your child is getting bullied from school? If your child has an access to a device, you will notice that they're always on their phone. And whenever they're on their phone, they are frowning, they are not happy. You'll find a child coming back from school and slamming the door. They don't want you to have a moment with them. They don't want you to know what went on in school. Some will even avoid meals. They don't want to sit down and share meals with the family. They are completely withdrawn and isolated from the family. And if you're not very critical as a parent, you will not even know that your child is actually going through something. And if you're a parent that is going to support your child who is getting bullied in school, use the paper trail strategy. Do not just go verbally and complain about your child getting bullied in school. Document every history. Document every issue that comes up that your child tells you about the bullying. Document every evidence and take it to school. Another approach that you can use as a parent to address issues of bullying in the school that your child is going to is providing safety other than snitching. A lot of times, our children or our teenagers fear to report issues to us because of the way we would obviously handle situation as that. But in our situation as parents, let's make it more of a collective concern. You are trying to provide safety for every child that is in that school. You are trying to hold the school accountable for the bullying that is in school. You're not going to tag only your child in your complaints. Let it be a collective concern for you as a parent. In that situation, you're able to provide safety for your child and also protecting your child from the bullies that they're with in the same school. Another thing that is very important also for your child to consider is building a social cycle. It's very unfortunate that sometimes some children may be introverted and they may not be very good in making friends. But if possible, encourage your child to have even one social cycle or one friend in school. It is very important because in situations that your child gets attacked, at least there is one person who gets to report the issue. So encourage your children to always have friends in school. Even if it's just one or two, encourage them to always have friends in school that would have their back in moments as that. And if you are that child that is experiencing bullying, do not normalize that pain. Do not keep quiet. Report to the teachers, report to the counselors. Let your parents know what you are going through. At the end of the day, you are more important to your parents than everything. And as a parent, I know sometimes you could have spent a lot of money, a lot of fees into taking your child to this very expensive school, but if your child reportedly tells you about what they are going through, about them getting bullied, I mean, your child's safety, your child's esteem, your child's dignity counts more than the money that you are paying. Because the bullying doesn't just harm your child at that hour or at that season in their life, it leaves a permanent damage in their life. We all do not want dysfunctional children. We all do not want to deal with dysfunctional adults, you know. So bullying leaves an impact on a child that we all are trying to avoid in this situation. So support your child, ensure that they get the right support. If the bullying has affected them so much, do not be afraid to actually take your children in for counseling because they will need it. The impacts of bullying is long lasting. Let me remind you about something. You are not who your bullies say you are. You are not stupid. You are not ugly. You are not dull. In fact, You are brilliant, you are wonderful, and the world cannot wait to experience all your creativity and all that you possess. So, not for once should you make your bullies think you are what they say. Thank you.